Now at 6, Jasper and Newton counties complete a recount for a Joplin City Council seat. Plus, we'll have more poll results from Missouri voters, this time focusing on education. And
archery could soon become the state sport of Missouri, the only state to ever do so. I'm Bronte Sorotsky with how a local archery team feels about the recognition.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
a Joplin City Council seat is not changing hands. This is KOAM News at 6. Council candidate Brian Evans last month called for a recount after he appeared to lose his race in the April 5th election by only 13 votes to the closest winner, Josh Tatar. Today, Jasper and Newton counties conducted the recount. The numbers in Newton County did not change, but in Jasper County, the recount shows Tatar won by an additional 5 votes, making his victory by a margin of 18 votes. Officials say this is the first recount in Jasper County in nearly 20 years. Checking in with Doug Heddy for our first look at the weather.
Well, of course, we have more showers and thunderstorms, some strong thunderstorms, low grade severe once again as we went into the morning hours. Hey guys, can we get max 1 popped up? There we go. All these storms are rotating through quite a bit of severe weather out across central, eastern parts of Missouri. But here's the good news. It's heading away from us. We look pretty good. If you want to get outside, do anything for the evening hours, it's light almost until 9 p.m. It is warm. It is muggy. We're sitting into low to mid 80s as of right now. Through the evening hours, dry. We slide back through the 80s into the 70s. That's it. We only bottom out into the mid 70s for overnight lows. So when you start warm, you end up warm. So another warm day for us on Friday. Also, thunderstorms return. We're going to break that down here in just a bit.
See you then. KOAM is partnering with other TV stations in Missouri for a series of polls on a variety of topics. The online surveys were conducted among Missouri voters last week by Survey USA. So far, we've looked at voting preferences, the economy, and abortion. Today, we look at answers to questions about education. Jordan Abbey reports.
Close to 2,200 adults were asked 3 questions about education in Missouri. The first one, do you think public schools in Missouri are overfunded, adequately funded, or underfunded? 60% of total respondents picked underfunded, 21% said adequately funded, 13% chose not sure, and 6% picked overfunded. Another question, do you think teachers are overpaid, paid appropriately, or underpaid? 70% of total respondents said underpaid, 17% chose paid appropriately, 8% said not sure, and 5% picked overpaid. 80% of Democrat respondents said underpaid, compared to 70% of independent voter respondents and 63% of Republican respondents. Finally, does the state provide a sound basic education for every child? 44% of total respondents chose no. 34% picked yes, 22% said not sure. 42% of Republican respondents picked yes, compared to 31% of Democrat respondents and 30% of independent voter respondents. Jordan Abbey, KOAM News.
You can visit our website for many more findings of this poll. It's koamnewsnow.com/elections. Now tonight at 10, we're going to look at how Missourians feel about legalizing recreational marijuana and police funding. Oklahoma's legislature has given final approval to another Texas-style anti-abortion bill. Abortion providers say once the bill is signed, it would be the most restrictive abortion ban in effect in our nation. The bill would prohibit all abortions from the moment of conception, except to save the life of a pregnant woman or if the pregnancy is the result of rape or incest that has been reported to law enforcement. It now heads to the desk of Governor Kevin Stitt, who is expected to sign it. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly today announced steps to ease the burden on Kansas families affected by the nationwide baby formula shortage. State agencies are working with federal counterparts to expedite relief and cut red tape. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment has implemented a series of waivers to make more formula products available to Kansas families using the WIC program. Officials also say the agency is working to better inform the public of possible formula alternatives. Missouri lawmakers have given final approval designating archery as the official state sport. For local teams like the Sarcoxie High School archery team, the recognition is something they've been waiting on for a while now. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky has more.
Archery is set to become the state sport of Missouri, and archery students in Sarcoxy say they feel their hard work is finally being recognized.
Some of us work our butts off to be where we are.
Sarcoxy High School's archery team is riding high and coming off of a win, and they say this recognition couldn't have come at a better time.
We just came back from the Western National Championship where we did win first place in both the bullseye and the 3D competitions. So there's a lot of recognition there, but the fact that it is now the state sport, it's going to be recognized all over the state of Missouri, and I'm very happy about that.
The recognition is something Ian Morris, a Sarcoxy junior, says he'd like to see more of.
We get recognized for what we do, but we don't get fully recognized.
Morris says he hopes this new legislation will give their team better representation.
Well, at the senior awards, archery wasn't recognized as a sport at all, right? So we get congratulated, but we don't get represented.
Sarcoxy coach Keisha Woolsey says she hopes this recognition will have a wider impact on how the sport is perceived in the Show Me State.
I hope that people will really see that archery truly is a sport. Some people don't recognize it as a sport, and I hope that this will help them recognize. I think that them choosing archery as a state sport was a great decision because, one, it's very popular in the state of Missouri now. It's the oldest sport to humankind, but also it helps self-discipline, it helps focus.
As the sport continues to grow throughout Missouri, archers say they're excited about the new acknowledgement. In Sarcoxy, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
The legislation is awaiting Governor Parsons' approval. Coming up, Freeman Health System hosts an event to teach members of the public a potentially life-saving lesson. Plus, a small Arkansas town is paying a big price after someone shot a silhouette of music icon Johnny Cash on a water tower. Some local students made a donation to help children. Members of the National Honor Society at McDonald County High School donated $1,100 to Children's Miracle Network. The students organized a color run last month for Nora Beechner, a child with a rare disease that needs ongoing treatment. Nora is the 5-year-old daughter of the school's counselor. CMN representatives say the money will go a long way to helping kids in the area. Following a serious accident, being able to stop a wound from bleeding could be the difference between life and death. Well, that's exactly what instructors at Freeman Health System taught to the public today. Instructors taught people how to properly apply pressure to wounds with their hands and how to apply bandages and tourniquets.
There's opportunities that you can even save a life in your own home. Whether you realize it or not, somebody could stop, fall, and have bleeding that occurs. Whether they hit something or trip, they could cause bleeding, and you're saving a life even at home before you even know it. And so the tools are very valuable. It's a matter of you don't know when you're going to need them, and if you're prepared, you're better off than having the knowledge.
Today is National Stop the Bleed Day, and May is National Stop the Bleed Month. A popular water tower in Kingsland, Arkansas, birthplace of Johnny Cash, is leaking after someone decided to shoot the silhouette of the music icon located on the tower. Sarah Hoberwitz has more.
Kingsland, Arkansas, the birthplace of Johnny Cash, only has about 300 people who are all talking about one thing.
That's the biggest news in Kingsland.
Have you ever seen something like this before?
Nope.
Somebody shot the water tower.
Last week, someone shot the tower, springing a small leak that's causing big problems.
Well, we're losing about 30,000 gallons of water per day.
Costing the town about $200 each day, totaling about $1,200 so far.
You kind of run on a tighter budget in small towns like this because it's really all you got to work with, and things like this can set you back a little bit.
And while Mayor Neal is frustrated, he's also pretty impressed.
Just the placement of like where it was at, I mean, you could tell it was people just doing it to be funny. And that was a good shot.
A really good shot. While the water tower itself is a pretty big target, it appears that this shooter set his sights on something a little more specific.
It looks like Johnny Cash is peeing on the grass. I took binoculars and looked at it.
It looks like he's peeing.
But it certainly walks the line between comedy and vandalism.
When I seen it, I laughed at first, but then I was like, that don't make any sense.
It's a terrible thing, don't get me wrong, but...
Do you think it's funny at all?
Well, it has to be a little bit.
And would you believe?
It's not the first time this happened. It happened in 1993.
Even though the town spent $300,000 in repairs less than a year ago, they'll have to go through the process again.
We'll have to drain 50,000 gallons of water out of the tank. We'll have to run the city off of line pressure.
And despite some discoloration, the water still is and will continue to be safe to drink, as the sheriff's office works to figure out who shot Johnny Cash.
Wow, authorities there have arrested someone in connection with that vandalism. A little bit later, we're going to hear from the Colgan Panthers softball team as they prepare for the 2A state tournament.
Plus, we have more thunderstorms, of course, in the forecast. I'm going to break that down for you coming up next. Well, we had the morning showers and thunderstorms across the region, but the afternoon has turned out pretty good, actually. We have Thursday going on. We got partly sunny skies, heating up. Nice shot. This is our Lander Chevrolet Tower Cam looking at I-44 heading eastbound. Dry, which is good. After we've actually had quite a bit of rain over the past 2 mornings with thunderstorms rolling through. Temperature sitting into the low to mid 80s. So if you want to head outside, of course it's light until about 9 now, or at least 8:40-ish. It looks fine. It's going to be warm. It's muggy, but temperatures are great across the region. 7th and range line sitting at 83, southerly winds at about 10, humidity is at 74%. Through the evening hours, slow drop through the 80s into the 70s. That's it. We only drop mid 70s, so a warm start for the day, warm finish as we go into Friday afternoon. All right, pretty good band. Showers and thunderstorms during the morning. You see the second band mid to late morning and then out of here, heading away from us. We don't have to worry about it. It is producing quite a bit of severe weather. Eastern Missouri heading over into Illinois and parts of Kentucky, but again, heading away from us. There's our next storm system out across the northern parts of the Rockies. That will start to affect us as we go into Friday. All right, let's go hour by hour through the overnight hours tonight. We're going to stop tomorrow morning, mid 70s, partly cloudy skies. Let's go through the morning hours into the early afternoon. So we're going to stop at 3 p.m. You can see this line of clouds here. That's a cold front shifting in. We are going to see a few isolated little thunderstorms try to fire up along the front, but this front just doesn't have that much moisture to work with, so I do not anticipate that we're going to see much in the way of thunderstorm activity tomorrow afternoon. 82 by noon, high of 87, southerly winds, a little breezy at 10 to 20. Now, as we get into the evening hours, the front continues to slide to the south, and then as we get into the overnight hours, moisture is going to override this front, which allows thunderstorms to boom. So we're looking at midnight into Saturday morning. Now, because the front's way down here, we're on the north side of the front. So all these storms will be elevated in nature, meaning they could be strong. We may get a low-grade severe storm, but we don't have to worry about a big severe weather outbreak with this batch of rain. Could get some pretty heavy amounts of rain into Saturday morning. So now we're looking at 7:30 in the morning Saturday. Our front stalls in our southern counties, meaning more showers and thunderstorms pop up again as we head into Saturday afternoon, into Saturday evening. But any severe threat is mainly going to be in our very far southern counties, and I really think sticking in northwestern Arkansas, which is good news for us, but we are going to get some decent rainfall amounts, lesser amounts in our northwestern counties. But I would say a good chunk of us pick up half an inch upwards to an inch, maybe even isolated 2-inch amounts as we go into the weekend. 87 tomorrow, 74 on Saturday. Now we do clear out by Sunday. Look at this, cold start, 45, or cool start, 64 during the afternoon. And then we slowly warm through the 60s into the 70s next week, but also plenty of chances for thunderstorms, increasing again late Monday.
Looks like Sunday is a day to get outside while we can.
Yeah, Sunday looks fantastic.
Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, Colgan softball aims to bring home their 3rd consecutive state championship. And a pair of local college baseball players earn all-region recognition. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next.
The Colgan Panthers are back in the state softball tournament. The Panthers will play in the 2A state bracket starting next Thursday, looking to bring back their 3rd consecutive state championship. Now, Colgan earned their spot at state by winning a regional championship on Tuesday. They won that regional as the 5 seed, beating both top-seeded Northeast and 2nd-seeded Uniontown along the way. Now, this group of seniors has watched the last few graduating classes go out with a ring at state. and they're ready to try to do the same next weekend.
I definitely want to bring a white banner for my end of senior season, so it's motivated me a lot, and as a senior, you know, it's on my shoulders this year, and so it means even more.
This senior class has, you know, participated in all of our past state championships and have the experience on the field and have been there, and their leadership for our younger girls has been wonderful this year.
Well, we have a pair of local college baseball players earning all Central Region honors today. For Pittsburgh State, first baseman Garrett McGowan is a first-team all-region selection. He did a little bit of everything for the Gorillas this spring. McGowan led the team with a .399 average, hitting 20 doubles, 18 home runs, and driving in 79 runs on the year. He also had a perfect fielding percentage at first base, earning all MIAA Gold Glove honors. McGowan now advances to the national ballot for All-American consideration. For Missouri Southern, starting pitcher Logan Van Wy is a second-team All-Region pick. The Webb City product went 7-3 on the mound for the Lions. It led the MIAA in strikeouts this season with 123. He threw 2 shutouts and held opponents to just a .199 batting average for the Lions. High school baseball tonight, Aurora and Mount Vernon meet in the Class 4 District 11 Championship. The winner of this one moves on to the Class 4 sectional round. Right now, it's been all Aurora. Hound Dogs lead at 7-0 in the 5th. The Crowder College softball team will hit the road to Yuma, Arizona on Saturday for the Junior College National Tournament. Today, though, Crowder hosted a celebration and a send-off for the team. Our own Danny Terzer was there and caught up with the Rough Riders as they aim to bring back a national title.
We know we can compete at any level. We play the toughest, hardest, largest schedule in the country every single year. And so when it comes down to the year end, if we can get to the postseason, we know that we can accept the challenge and meet the challenge at any given point.
Seeing the community here today, I think it's going to help us boost our confidence and know what we're going down there for. We're going down there to win and represent Crowder.
The last time we've been to nationals, I believe, was in 2013. We've had 3 other phenomenal opportunities and just missed out. We've had a lot more depth probably this year than we've had in the past.
I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are awesome. You really are.
I feel like we have something to prove, and going to nationals and winning a few games, I think it'd be something great.
You better bring back the championship. Those sleds will be waiting for you if you don't.
It's been a long season, and this has been our goal from the very beginning, so just to get to this point is very, very exciting. It's just, you can't hardly put it into words.
And that's it for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. John Wommeldorf served in the U.S. Army from 1943 to 1945. Parsons, Kansas native was stationed in Europe, and we salute Sergeant John Wommeldorf, a 4th-state hero. Hey, to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, why don't you download the KOAM News app? It's very simple, and the best part is the cost. It's absolutely free. You'll find it in the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store. All you have to do is search for KOAM News app. The time to do it is right now, as you're listening to Doug Heddy give his weather recap.
Yeah, and everybody does outdoor activities this time of the year, and as we head into the weekend, more thunderstorms rolling in. Tomorrow, 87. Thunderstorms really pick up tomorrow night, on and off throughout the day on Saturday. Sunday looks pretty good, but kind of chilly for late May.
Yeah, but that's perfect for getting outside and doing some yard work, fishing, maybe something like that. Final sports note.
We told you about 2 local college baseball players earning all Central Region honors. Also, Pittsburgh State's Taylor Lambert was an all Central Region selection for the PSU softball team.
Wow, congratulations. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.